Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and we're going to be talking this Sunday and next Sunday about the Samaritan Counseling Center, and especially about a very important event that's coming up on September the 22nd, and you need to start making your plans now for that. But today you're going to meet Terry Stewart, who is the Director of Development, and she's in charge of all of this good planning along with the board members that have been helping to pull together a really exciting evening. And then also with us is Patrick Ramsey, who is the clinical director and is also a licensed professional counselor and supervisor. And they're going to be talking about some of the services and the history of the Samaritan Counseling Center, and then also this event that's coming up. So we want you to, right now, save the date for September the 22nd at 7:30, and it's going to be the annual event that honors the outstanding families of families in the Permian Basin. And Terry, I want us, before we start talking about that, I want us to get to know you two a little bit and a little bit about yourselves and how you got to the Samaritan Counseling Center.
Well, actually, I've only been there since November of 2011. I have 3 grown children now, so it was easy for me to go back to work. I've always had a passion for nonprofit organizations because they tend to have more of a mission of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And so I was very fortunate to be able to come into this position at Samaritan.
Mm-hmm. But you weren't always a citizen of the Permian Basin.
No, I wasn't. I've only been here almost 5 years. I moved here from Destin, Florida. So I'm still used to the sand, but I do miss the water a little bit.
And a little bit of the trees.
That's right.
Well, we're glad to have you in the Permian Basin, and especially at the Samaritan Counseling Center. All right, Patrick, tell us about you.
Sure. I've been here for about a year. I arrived in July, and I moved to Midland to be with my wife's family and spend some time with them. We moved from the Dallas area, and I was doing private practice and foster care in the Dallas area. I've got a wife and 2 boys, 4 and 5, and we're about to go 5 and 6 pretty soon here. So it's been exciting in the Permian Basin, and I've kind of gotten used to the desert. So not everybody's that way, but it's feeling like home.
We used to tell everybody, stay a year, and at the end of the year you won't want to live anywhere else. But now I know why you came back to be with the grandparents, because of the little 4 and 5-year-old boy that's
yeah, they're very handy
That's
and
right.
helpful.
Well, I want us to start, Terry, by talking about this event and maybe give a little history for the people that don't know about it. This is our major fundraiser for
That's
the Samaritan
correct.
Counseling Center.
They do. Every year, Samaritan Counseling honors, it used to be 2, now we've moved to 4 families of the Permian Basin, 1 from Big Spring, 1 from Andrews, 1 from Midland, and 1 from Odessa. These are nominated there by either their co-workers, their peers, church members. It has to do with they're able to do with community involvement, their family, and their church, being able to balance all this along with their family. And it's really amazing to read the nominations of each family that we get. The way these people see these families is just, it's very touching, and it's hard to decide because we have a committee that picks from these nominations. And you want to pick them all, but you can't. You can only pick one.
And we might go back and say that the reason these families come from these 4 cities is because those are where we have satellite campuses.
That's absolutely correct.
And so it doesn't mean that we just think they're the only ones that have wholesome families.
That's right.
And the other thing, following up on what you said, I think it's really interesting that because having been on the board, I've read some of those nominations, and they say things like, this is the kind of family I want to emulate. So it's really interesting how, as you said, they really affect other people with their wholesomeness.
And the most amazing thing is all these families are so humble. When we contact them and let them know that they have received this award. I mean, like one of the wives said, when I get off, I'm going to go cry. I mean, they just can't believe that they were nominated and the fact that we have chosen them. It's really a wonderful thing to see.
You like to be the one that tells them, huh?
Well, you know, I would love to, but I actually let our president of our board, which you're used to that, and our executive director do the honors.
Well, and Patrick, one of the things you could interject here is that the proceeds of this event go to a great cause, because the Samaritan Counseling Center has a sliding scale, and tell what the proceeds go to.
Yeah, they go to our Client Assistance Fund, and that helps people who couldn't really afford normal counseling prices have scholarships for more appropriate prices for their income. So that way, lots of people could come and get the help they need.
And for people that don't have insurance or any
Correct,
or
yes.
employee assistance or any of those
Yes.
things. And we're going to talk a lot more about that next week, but I just wanted to interject that because a lot of times the first thing people ask is, why should I sponsor something, or why should I buy tickets to this? Because I don't know where the money goes, and so I wanted to say that. But tell us a little bit about the program. First of all, what's the theme?
Hope is in the air. And we came on with that because Samaritan's motto is hope changes everything. So we wanted to keep that hope in there. And to go with that theme a little bit, we're actually having it at the Commemorative Air Force hangar. So we're adding a little bit of hope and then having it in the air, just to bring in a good feeling along with the wonderful. We're changing it up a little bit, though. We're I guess you could say we're hamming it up a little bit this year. Over the years, they've had different speakers and events, but we're going to have a little bit more exciting event with the Sentimental Journey Orchestra. They are a Glenn Miller big band type with the Andrews Sisters type singers along with them. They're a 17-piece orchestra. And it's just going to be a wonderful time. We're going to have a live auction, a silent auction. We're just going to have a wonderful time. And our MCs are James Hendricks and Tatum Hubbard, or they were our last year. And so we're just going to have a great time this year.
And the important thing is that these are, this is an opportunity for people to dance.
Absolutely, and to learn how to dance. And I'll just leave that one there, but you'll have to be at the event to find out a little bit more about that.
Okay, and are you asking anybody to come in any particular period costume? I know that you mentioned that one of the airplanes was named Sentimental Journey.
Right, that's a B-17 bomber. That was Sentimental. And of course, there will be a few airplanes inside the hangar for people to look at. So of course, people are more than welcome to come in there attired. I'd love to see even some military uniforms from that era be at the event, which would just make it. We're going to teach you how. But it's, you know, we're so excited. The board is so excited. I mean, this is just something that, to be able to honor these families in such a fun era and a fun event, it's just going to be an amazing time.
And the neat thing is that we're honoring these great, the families and having fun, and then a dinner.
Yes, there will be a dinner, absolutely. A live auction, a silent auction. There'll just be everything you can think of will be at this event.
And we're going to have to take a break right now. We're going to be back in just a minute and continue this conversation, and get you a pen and paper, because we're going to give you something that you need to write down.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.